will be a star freelancer. Learn new skills. Set your goals. Increase your skills. Browse over 100 plus videos and ebooks. Jump to starfreelancer.eu.
Hi, in this session, we're going to deal with a simple cash shop database. We're going to look at challenges. Each and every challenge is meant to teach you something or to reinforce what we have done before this level. Without any further ado, let's continue. In this session, we're going to use this cash shop schema. They have two tables, the manufacturer's table and the cars table. The manufacturer's table has two columns. The manufacturer ID column, which is the primary key and is in integer. The manufacturer name, which is in varchar. This one has four columns. The primary key column, which is the car ID, the car name, the price, and the foreign key, which is what? The manufacturer ID, coming from this parent table, manufacturers. And these are the various what? Data types. We are going to use this SQL query to generate the database, then use the database, then we create the table like this. That is the manufacturer's table. We're also going to create the car table with all this information. I'm going to make this available under this video. Just download the resources. All you need to do, just copy and paste your workbench or your terminal. Also available is this query, which you are going to use to insert these values into the two tables. All you have to do is still copy and paste. They will be available in the same file. Both the first one, the create and the insert, they will be in the same file under this video. Just click the resources, copy and paste your workbench or MySQL terminal. They will run so that you can be able to practice along. You simply copy, then you paste. This will create the database. This will select the database. This will create manufacturer's table. This will create the car table. This will insert data into manufacturer's table, while this will insert into cars table. Once you have done that, you simply click on this. Everything what is completed. Now let's see two tables. Okay, let's describe cars table. This is the ID, car name, price, manufacturer ID, int, char, double int. Okay, then let's see manufacturer. Just two, the ID and the name, int and char. Okay, let's now go straight to the challenges in this session. What are the names of the cars being sold by this car shop? Simply select car name from cars. These are the names: S-Class, Model S, Electra, Truck, Corolla, Civic, Vivo, 4 Series, 6 Series, Odyssey. Hope this was also your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. What are the names and the prices of all the cars? The car names and the car prices. Hope this was also your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. Which of the cars is sold for 25,000 USD? This is the trick where what? Where price is equals to 25,000. So the name of the car is Corolla. Hope this was also your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. What are the details of cars whose prices are between 14,000 USD and 30,000 USD? In this type of question, you can use what? To approach. Between approach and greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Let's see. They say the details, that means everything. $40,000 and $30,000. These are the cars. Electra, Corolla, Civic, and these two. Okay? If you wanted to arrange them, you can also arrange according to the prices. Okay, this is the first approach. The second approach would be to use where. Here, you just simply say where price is greater than or equal to 14,000 and price less than or equal to 30,000. Can see the same thing. Either way, you are correct. Hope these were also your solutions. Let's move straight to the next challenge. How many cars prices are $30,000 or above? That means you have to count. Using what? The count function. You have to count all the rows. That is the meaning of this, counting all the rows. From where? From cars. But not all of them we should count, because if we count all of them, we have 10. But the question says, only count those that are 30,000 or above. Greater than or equals to 30,000. See, the number has reduced to what? 6. Hope this was your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. The current price list of cars is in USD. There is an India customer that wants to buy a car. I want the price list in rupee. Help generate new price list in rupee. Current exchange rate is this. See? Car name, then this. But this is not okay because the customer doesn't know what is this. So we are changing the header to this. Okay? There's something you can still do to make it neater. We format this. So I don't need to explain format again because we have done that one extensively. So the price is now in what? In rupee, and the currency, as you can see, is formatted. Hope this was also your solution. Let's move straight to the next challenge. The current price list is in USD, and there is a Cambodia customer that wants the price list in Cambodia Ray. Convert the prices to Cambodia Ray. This customer is also interested in the names of the car makers as well. Generate the new price list with the above information. This is the correct exchange rate. So there are 3 things here. We need to do conversion to this. The customer is interested in car makers, and we must also what? Give the name of the car. Let's see. The first thing I will do is to know my table. Okay. This first table, cars, has this information. Let me check the second table. This one has the car maker's name. Okay, that means because it involves 2 tables, I must use join statement, or I use the where without join. We are going to see the 2 variation or the 2 options. Let me open the third connection. What I will do, I will first of all gather the information as required by the customer. So what you should see here is that I did not put something like m dot manufacturer name, as you will see in many places. I didn't put anything here to like this is from car table, or I say cars dot this. No. The reason why is that when I look at the two table, let's investigate this manufacturer name. Manufacturer name is not here. It's here. Because this column is in one table, it will not confuse the system. But if this manufacturer name, as it is here, is also here, then I must specify from which table I want to pick it from. The same thing goes for the car name. The car name is not here, but it is here. So it will not confuse the system. There's no need for me to specify where it is coming from. The same thing goes for price, because price is solely here and it is not here. But that doesn't mean that if you want to specify like, okay, this is from cars.this, this is from manufacturers.this, this is from cars.this, it will not hurt you. But I'm telling you that there is no need, because there will not be confusion, because this thing only occur in a table, not the two tables. After selecting them, I need to tell the system that you have to convert this one for me to Cambodia Re. And this one says it's in Re. Okay. Then the next thing I will do now, format this price. First of all, change it to Cambodia Re by multiply by the correct exchange rate. Then I can now put it to 2 decimal place. I close the first bracket. The next one is to change the header, that this one now is now in what? Cambodia Re. Price in Cambodia Re. I would done that, so I can ask, okay, from which table? Okay, let me use where, then I will use join. For me, they are coming from 2 tables, this table and manufacturers table. Okay, these are the 2 tables because they are 2. Because they are 2, even what I want to use where, there must be a table I have to what? Join them together, which is car.manufacturer ID in one table, then manufacturers.manufacturer ID. The next thing you should ask me is, you avoid this for all these ones. Why are you not putting it here? Because if you look at this table, manufacturer ID is here. In this second table, there's also manufacturer ID, this one. Because they are in 2 tables, I have to tell the system that this particular one, I am picking it from the car table, and this one is coming from manufacturer's table. That is the reason why. Because if I don't do this, there will be confusion. Let's see what we have. Can see what we have here? Now the price is in Cambodia Re. This is the car names, and this is the car maker. Order by manufacturer name. And you agree with me that manufacturer name is only in what table? In this table. So there is no need for me to specify manufacturers.manufacturer name, because the system will not be confused. See, order by this. Okay, because by default this one is in what? In ascending. But if I want to do otherwise to descend, I can now specify. If I still put it, it's still the same thing, because that is the default. But if it's otherwise, the other way around, I can specify it, then to turn it upside down. This is the first option. But as I said, if you want to go ahead and put like this, is from cars forever or ever. This one too, this price is from car. Then this one manufacturer. This one is from manufacturer. You come here, this one is from manufacturer. There is no problem. It will still give you what? The same results. It will not hurt you. You can also do something like this. Okay, that's table m dot this, table car dot this car table. See, it's not car. M is now manufacturer. So I also put here C dot this. C is car. I'm not telling the system now. Oh, what was the meaning of this? Okay, the meaning was M is for this. Then therefore I cannot replace this one now with C. I also replace this one with M. If you want to go further, I put M here too for the name. You are still okay. Then if you drop it now, you have the same thing. All because you know what you are doing. That is the reason for this. Okay, but we are not going to do it like that. That is just for class purpose. The next thing now, let's use join. If you want to use join, everything you have done here is perfectly okay. It's only this one you need to remove to say from this car, help me join. In a join for me with this manufacturer. Once you have done this now, you are telling the system that this is what I want to do. Car should be joined with what? Manufacturer. Okay? The difference is that there was a comma here before where we were using where. Now we don't want to use that comma again. We want to use join. Or what columns are they joining? On these two columns. Every other thing is the same. The only place we modify now is just this place. Okay? If you drop this now, you have the same results. Okay? Hope this was also your solution. Let's move straight to the next challenge. What is the average price of cars in this shop? That is all. Select average. Then you put the price from cars. 31,100. This is the average price of cars. Hope this was your solution. Let's move straight to the next challenge. What is the name of the most expensive car in this shop and its price? Let me tell you what you cannot do. You can't do this. What you can only do, you can actually find straight the maximum. See mass. You have this 100K. But the point is that we are also looking for the name of this car. So what you can do, you say order by price descending. Because if I say descending, the most expensive car will be at the top. Just like this. Now that I know that this is at the top, I can also say limit 1. So that this one will come out. So there's a truck. And the name is truck. And it's 100K. This is how to do it. The most expensive car. Hope this was also your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. What is the name of the most expensive car? Its price and the manufacturer's name. The first thing you should do is to understand the location of the information. We want the manufacturer's name. We want the car name. We want the price. So let's see. If you are just new to this database, the first thing you do just is show tables. So it's telling us now that we have 2 tables, right? Okay. The next one is to find the information in this car and the information in manufacturer's table. So you say case select. So we have this. That means we are going to get the name from here. We are going to get the price from here. But the manufacturer's name is not here. So let's get to know the manufacturer's table too. So that means the name of the manufacturer is coming from here. Therefore, we are going to combine 2 tables together. And when you are combining 2 tables together, it means you are going to use either join or where. It depends on your style. The first thing we need to do is to select the manufacturer's name. After that, the car name, then the price. You ask me, you see, I'm not putting anything before this because This one is only in one table. That is here. It is not in this place. Therefore, there will not be confusion for the engine. Engine will search the two tables. You will find that this name is only in one table. The same thing with the car name and the same thing with the price. So no need to say M dot manufacturer's name, C dot car name, C dot price. Meaning this one is from manufacturer's table, this one is from car table, this one is from cars table. We don't need that information here because they are not in the two table. This one is just in only one table, this one is in only one table, this one is in only one table. So there will not be any confusion for the MySQL engine. Therefore, I will say from cars. Okay, in a join, talking from here, from this table, which is what? Manufacturer's table. Okay, if I join them, what is the common denominator or the common column I'm going to use? The column I'm using is this manufacturer ID because it's in this table are also in this table, manufacturer ID. So I'll just say on. So you should build it upon this rock, upon this agreement, upon these two column, because this column exists here and also exists here. This one is giving us the power to measure what? Manufacturer ID. Now we have manufacturer ID here. We also have here. We also have it here in the two tables. So we should be able to tell the system now this way this one is applicable. It's only this time you can say, okay, I will say M dot this, C dot this. Why? This C now is coming from where? From car shop. Sorry, from cars. This from cars, not car shop. The car shop is the name of the database, but the name of the table is cars. Okay, from cars, this one from manufacturer, which is M. So how do I do that? I can either put here now C, meaning cars will be represented by C. That is the meaning. Car will be represented by C. So I can use C here. The manufacturer will go by M. That's why I'm doing it. And this one is from the manufacturer's table. Why this one is from cars table? After doing this now, if you go ahead and check, you find that everything is given to us. But we don't want everything. We want the most expensive car. So we say order by car price. I will put price yes at the same time. I don't need to put C dot price. Descend. Why? Because this one only occurs in only one table. If I do that now, descend. So this is the most expensive car. It's not at the top because I use descend. If I have used ascend, you find that is turning it upside down, but I want the most expensive one. Okay, after doing that, then I should now say limit 1 to now give me the one I'm looking for. Okay, another thing you can still do here, assume, okay, you say I don't want to use this shorthand. That means you are ready to copy everything here and drop here. Everything here and drop here. Still the same thing. Then you can move now. I still have the same result without any error. But if you still want to go ahead and say, okay, no, I don't want to do my own like this. I want to make sure that I measure the name of the table. Here too, I will measure the name of the table where these all details are coming from. Nobody will penalize you. You will still have the same result. Okay, you see here now, if I put it here, because this table, this price is still from cars, I will still have the same result. You are free. But there's no need for all this because you know what you are doing. You are not cramming. You know why you are doing what you are doing. Therefore, you are perfectly okay at this time. Hope this was also your solution. Let's now go straight to the next challenge. A customer is interested in Honda or Toyota brands. What is the price list of cars manufactured by Honda and Toyota? Give the car names, price, and names of manufacturers. At this time, I believe you understand the structure of the tables, so no need to go back and forth. I will go straight to the solution. This will give us everything. All the car products. But we want for only Toyota and Honda. I did not explain this because we just did this now. So no need to explain this. You can check the previous video for detailed explanation. So the next thing I will do now is where this manufacturer name is equal to Honda or manufacturer name equals to Toyota. Now it has been streamlined. Corolla, Civic, Vivo, Odyssey. This is what the customer wants. Only manufactured by Honda or what? And Toyota. Assume you don't want to do this here. This last place, you can also have a variation by say in where? Measure the two brands. Instead of say equal to, you say where manufacturer name in this. Still the same thing. There's something else you can still do. Having manufacturer name equals to Honda. If you do for only Honda, you have this. Or manufacturer name equal to Toyota. See, instead of where, we are now using what? Having. Let's go straight to the next challenge. What if you are asked to fetch all the information in cars and manufacturers table? How would you do it? You can use either the inner join or you use the where. Let's use where first. Okay, where this column is equal to the other column. Okay, you can do this. Let's see. This is everything. The information in one table and the information in the other table. These two are for manufacturer, while this is for the cars. If you want to reverse the order, you can put the manufacturer first before that of car, then they will switch. So this one now will come to fall before the other. I see has switch. Either you do this or you simply come to this place, see, in a join car on one ground, on the ground that this is equals to this. The same thing. Hope you got it right. Let's move straight to the next challenge. Instead of selecting all the information, now you are asked to select the car name, price, and manufacturer's name of all the cars from the two tables. We're going to use join and where. Remember the first time we did this, then we select from both tables, okay? But this time we want to select specific what? Columns. Once you do this, you enter, you have the selected specific columns. This is an option. The second option is simply from here, you inner join with this on this. Same thing. You can also be specific about the source of the column. That is if you want, because it's not actually needed, because these columns appear not in both tables. You still have what? The same information. Hope this was also your solution. Let's move straight to the next challenge. What are the numbers of cars per manufacturer? Okay, we are using the cars table. We pick the first column, then we counted the column. If we leave it here, we can't have anything done. It's error. If you check here, this is error. That's why we have to group by the manufacturer ID. And as you can see, this manufacturer ID, this is what we are counting. Why are we using the manufacturer ID? Let me explain to you. To explain that, let me pick everything from cars. If you look at this car, if you count by car, this cannot go because they say what? We should get numbers of cars per manufacturers. So we have to count, like for instance, this one appear once, this one appear twice with the same ID. This manufacturer ID, this manufacturer ID. Okay, this is what? BMW 1, 2. Okay, this one is under 1, 2, 3. Then you have to use group by to assist you to finish what you are counting, because group by we group according to the manufacturer ID. But this is not still clean because the expectation should be that we have the name of the manufacturer, then the numbers of cars. And if we want to do that, then we have to combine the two tables together using either join or where. Let's do that. Before we do that, let me open to connection. Select. Then I also select. And as you can see, we're going to pick the name from here, manufacturer's name. We are also going to pick what? The ID. So because the ID appear in both tables, we have to specify where we are picking the ID from. So the first thing we need to do now, we want to get the name this time, not the ID, but where is this name coming from? We know that this name, if it appear in only one table, if name is not here, name is here. So there's no need to put any dot, like we say manufacturer dot this, no, because it appears in only one table. But for this ID now appears what? In two tables. The ID is here, the ID is also here. So the one we are counting, where are we picking it from? This ID. If we pick from here, it's just what? No duplicate here. We can't count with this. This is just like normal ID, your ID number 1, ID number 2. But to really count, we have to count from where? From the cars, where it appear. Like here now, it appear 3 times. This one appear twice. This is where we count it. Because we are counting from the cars table, we have to tell the system that this one we are counting is from cars. That's why this one is important. But if it was only one manufacturer ID that is in the system, there is no need for this. Okay. We are going to pick this one from where? From the manufacturer's table. Why this one is coming from what? From the cars table. So we therefore say from cars, also what? Manufacturer. We say where what? Where cars. Then we change this one to manufacturers. We group by the name. If you do this, you should expect solution. But you say, okay, this is old method. I want to use inner join. Just come to this place. Say inner join. Okay, then you say on this. You are true. You still have the same information. Hope this was also your solution. Let's now move straight to the next challenge. What is the average price by manufacturer? Show the manufacturer's name and the average price. We're going to do the first one with inner join. Okay. We pick the name, average, then the price column. We put the last from car. We need to inner join the manufacturer's table. Next we say, okay, on where? On, okay, This one will give us everything. But what about this group by? You can't do this unless you use what? Group by. Group by what? We want to group by the manufacturer's name. When we move, we have this. The average price for Mercedes-Benz is 40K, Tesla is 70K, and so on and so forth. Okay, but if you don't want to use inner join, you can use the where, then just pull this one together from the two table where this is equals to this, then group by. You still have the same information. Hope this was also your solution. Let's move straight to the next challenge. Which manufacturer's average car price is equal or above 35,000 USD? You have seen this, you know what it's all about. We have explained this in our previous class. The only thing we need to add now, because we are looking for those that are above 35,000 USD, say having 35,000. You find that all these prices, BMW, Tesla, Mercedes-Benz, they are above what? 35,000 or equals to what? 35,000. You can also remove this one and put on here. Still the same thing. Instead of what? Where. Okay. Another thing you can still do is simply remove even the inner join, which you have been doing since. Put where here. We are still saying the same thing. Hope you understand what we have been doing, and I believe that this is also your result. Let's move straight to the next challenge. What is the name and price of the cheapest car? There are two ways of doing this. The first way I want us to look at is to use the subquery or the correlated query. Just select the minimum price from cars. We have what? 11,000. So since we have this in this query, we are going to use another query now to get the name and the price. So select car name price from cars, where this is this value. That's why I show you before I put it. This 11,000 is this value, and it is the cheapest car. So if price is equal to this, whatever this guy is going to select will come from that particular row. So if we do it now, you see, still remain the same. 11,000 are what? Vivo. Because if you want to do it direct, for instance, you want to say okay, select car name. Because of the presence of this minimal, it will not come out. Error. But if you remove the minimal, you can get everything without what? The lowest or the cheapest car. You cannot get the cheapest car. Unless you have to do this, okay? Order by price ascending. Because ascending will give us the cheapest at the top. Now say limit 1. So either way you can do it. It depends on your style. You can use this one or you use the previous one, which is this. This was correlated query. Hope this was also your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. What is the most expensive car by each manufacturer or sales in this shop? We want to see the price, the name of the car, and the manufacturer's name. We are going to use nested or the correlated query on this. First of all, let's select what we need. I will also need what? The price. Okay, all these are distinct columns. This one appear in only manufacturer's table. This one appear in only cars table. This one appear in only cars table. So no need to put the name of the table before the name of the column. That one settled. The next thing we do now is okay, from where? And also from what? Manufacturers. Because this one is from manufacturers. That is for this. Why these two are from here, which is for this. Then what are we going to do now? Because they are coming from two different tables, we must say where. Let's use where first, later we use the join. Okay, we're going to pick these ones, these two. They are the two tables, so we are going to put the ID. The first one is the manufacturer ID from the cast table, then the manufacturer ID from this table. If you pull this one out, you have all this, okay, everything. But that's not what we are looking for. We just want to get, apart from the joining, the price. That is what? The largest. So first of all, it must match this condition, and the another condition is and the price is equal to. So we're now going to say select the maximum price from cars. Okay, because this one is coming from cars. If we do this now, we have the biggest, and we are not looking for only one, we are looking for all of them. This is just for Tesla, because Tesla is actually the most expensive car. So we are going to pull this one from here. Once we have done that now, each of the manufacturer has its most expensive car. For Tesla is one. Each of them is one. This is the most expensive for Honda. This is most expensive for Mercedes-Benz. This most expensive for Hyundai, and so on and so forth. Hope you understand this we have done. Let me explain to you. What we did, which I'll be hammering since, is we only need this if this column appears in the two table. That's why we need to specify the table they are coming from, and this one appears in cast table, this one also appear in manufacturer's table. That is the purpose of this. That's why we are doing it both way. I will explain that. Let me tell you the next. You agree with me that this is what we are fetching. We are fetching this, we are fetching this. These are the things we are looking for, the three things. And these three things, this one is coming from this table, these two are coming from this table. When you agree, what is the condition we are using? Because they are coming from two different tables, there must be a common column that exists in both tables. That's what we have done here now. This one is the one that is a common denominator between the two tables. But this is not the only condition that it must meet. We also want the maximum price per each manufacturer. If this one will produce us what? The maximum for Tesla, the maximum for Honda, the maximum for Toyota, the maximum for Mercedes-Benz. So we're not saying the price, when the price is equal to this, so it will pick them from here now. This is called what? Nested or correlated subquery. Okay, whatever this one produce, we use it to streamline what? The upper result. We can also use inner join to achieve the same solution. Inner join with the manufacturer. And once we inner join with this, we now say on what purpose? We can even leave it like this. We still have the same result, because here now inner join can still go with this where, but we can still say on this, what we are used to, on this and this. And if we still look at it, we are still having the same thing. Look at it, the same thing, just we are only changing this inner join. Hope this too was also your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. Add this car details to the cars table. Land Cruiser, price 45,000. The manufacturer ID is 1. The first thing I will do is to check the details of car table, and I found that the last number is 10, so that means the next one will be what? 11. Insert any information. I say insert into cars, car ID, car name, price. Let me just actually show you here why I'm doing it like this. describe cars. When I say describe cars, I see that I have these columns. Because see what I'm doing, I say insert into cars. This is the table. Then I mention what? The first feed, the second feed, the third feed, and the last feed, which is what? Car ID. Then after doing that, I have to now tell the system, okay, I want to put some value. Then I have to tell the system the values. This one is in integer, so the first one now is 11, which is the next row. But if when I was defining this place, I put auto generate, then there's no need to put this one manually, it will be automatic. So I say the car name is what? Land Cruiser. Because it's a string, that is char, we have to put what? This single quote. And the name is Land Cruiser. Okay, I will say the price is 45,000. I will not, and this ID is, as you can see, is 1. So if we drop it now, a new record has been added. So if we go back to this select from cars, we should have that record be the last one. Hope this was also your solution. Let's move straight to the next challenge. You discovered a mistake in the name of Tesla truck. Update the name to Cybertruck. Just update cars, set car name equals to Cybertruck. If you leave it like this, all the names in the database will be changed to Cybertruck. So you have to be specific on where you want this action to take place. You have to find the car ID of Tesla vehicle. So you say select. So find the ID now is 4. The car ID is what? 4. It's 4. Simply put it. Now let's check again and see if the name still remains the same. It's now Cybertruck. Hope this is what you did. Let's move straight to the next challenge. A promotion is currently going on and you are asked to update the price record with 22% discount for all the cars. So, update cars, set price equals to the price minus the current discount. Because it's 22%, you agree with me that 22% is 22 divided by 100, which is equals to 0.22. It means, for instance, if the actual price is 1,000, we need to multiply the 1,000 by 0.22. Whatever we have here, we subtract from here. That's 1,000 minus 220. And the result will be what? 780. So this will be the correct price. So that's what we are going to do. That is to say, this one is the price, which is this, minus price multiplied by this. So here we're going to put price multiplied by 0.22. Okay, this is all. Everything will be set now because we did not say where ID is this. We are not trying to filter. Everything will be updated. So if we do this, we have it completed. So we're going to do select this from, just do only the price, select price. So this is the new record. If I able to select the car name, you know before now the Tesla was 100,000. So at least you should know that one, that it has been updated. Like the truck is now 78,000 instead of 100,000, the old price. This is now the new price. Hope this was also your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. You have just been told to apply a discount of 12% to any car whose price is 35,000 and above. Okay, you update cars, you set the new price, old price minus this. This is 12%. Then the next thing you need to do is to not specify, because the question says it's only for cars that are what? 35,000 and above. So you say where price is greater than or equal to 35,000 USD. If you drop this now, a new record has been set. If you check the prices, you find that what? The price has what? Be updated. Hope this was also your solution. Let's move straight to the next challenge. You are the only SQL developer in your company, and you're about to proceed for your annual leave for a week. Your manager asks you to show the sales manager basic SQL query, which you can use to select price list in USD, Euro, Pound Sterling, and Chinese Yuan from the database while you are away. Below are the current exchange rate. What we are going to do now is to use view. We are going to create view because since the sales manager does not know anything about SQL, we need to make it simple for him. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to create a query that will convert everything to Euro, Pounds, and Yuan. Then we use it to create view, which the manager can later use to call this particular query price in Yuan. So these are the various feed that we're going to say from. And what is that? Even though you don't put this here, as I've explained before, it doesn't actually matter. Just say from cars, in a join with manufacturer, then on one ground, on order by ascending. And as you can see, this is the manufacturer name, this is the car name, these are the currency converted, Euro, Pounds, Yuan. Okay, now this is not what we are going to give to the sales manager because this is very complex. So to assist him, we are going to use this one to create view, because view will help us to wrap this in a name, like a table. It's like we are using this one now to create a table. This output, one will have the output, this table. The way you create normal table, we also want to create artificial table. And this is the output of that artificial table. And this is the query we are using to create what? That table. And to show that it's artificial table, say create view, which let's call this one price list. That's the name of this one. Then we put as here. So everything here now is now attached to this price list. If we enter now, you see it has gone. If you go and check the database, say show tables. Before now we have 2 tables. Now we have 3 tables. The first one and second one. Now the new one, which is what? The artificial table. Now to show that we are correct, let's select all from this artificial table. See, it's now coming out now. So this is the query we are going to give the sales manager. So whenever you want to get this price list in these denominations, it will simply put this one on the terminal, or we put it where? We put it in Workbench. Then we have this result. So whenever you copy this, all you need to do is just to save this anywhere. Whenever I want to print out these prices, we simply put it here. I have this. What helps us to create this table, this artificial table, is called view. Hope this was also your solution. Let's go straight to the next challenge. How would you know the correct database selected? All I have to do is say select database. It's telling me I'm using what? Supply management. Assume I was using non-twinned. Just say select database. We tell me that what? I'm using the what? The not twinned. If this one was, I'm using cash shop, that's another database. If I put the same thing, we tell me what? I'm using cash shop. To know the database you are using, you say what? Select database, open bracket, close bracket. What are the available tables in the database? To get this information, simply say show tables to know what is available in this correct database. It's showing us we have items, suppliers, and supply. Display the details of each of the table in the database. In a case like this, it's good that you understand your tables. So to understand our table, we say select all from items. You see, you know what you have here. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to select all from suppliers. I also have this. Then this is for what? Items. Let me select from supplies. And I have all this. Now you must understand this. Look at this very well. This is item. It is a primary key here and also what? A foreign key. It's primary where? In items table. This is this column. Item ID is the same thing with what? Item. So when you want to join today, if we are doing any journey, know that you are going to be joining item in supplies with item ID in items. Also know that this supplier is a foreign key here and also what? A primary key here. Is also found where? In suppliers table. And this is what we are referring to. Here is called what? Supplier ID. Here it is called what? Supplier. You can see all the values similar with what? These values. And you can see also that this value here, item, is similar with what? This very one. But the name of the feed is different. You must understand this because I don't want to have any confusion. That is the reason why I chip in this assignment here for us to discuss about these tables in details. So that as time goes on, we don't have any need to talk about this too much. Hope this was understood. Thank you for viewing. Write an SQL query to fetch only item names from items table. Now we are getting specific now. To know that we are selecting only one column, item name. From where? From the items table. This is what it's asking us. So when you want to select a specific column, you give the name of the column, you tell us the name of the table. That is all. Hope this was clear. Thank you for viewing. Write an SQL query to fetch item name column from items table. Change the header name to item name. This is what we should use to get this. But we need to change this header name. This header name can say as item name. Then we put either a single quote or a double quote. If we drop it, we have changed this name. You can also remove this if you don't want. The system will forgive you. The same thing. So this topic is about what? Alias. And this is called what? Alias. Okay? And in short, it's like this. That's alias. We remove the middle ones. Then we have what? AS. Alias. Either way, you are correct. Hope this was clear. Thank you.
It's break time. Do you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe to get new videos. Share this video to open new premium videos and ebooks. We'll be a star freelancer.
In the previous assignment, we have succeeded in fetching all columns from a table and specific column from a table. Emphasis, a table. What if we want to fetch data across multiple tables? Fetch a list comprises of name of item along with unit price offered at each point. This is the what expected output. As you can see, this is Nikon. Different prices. It means what? At different time or at different point, Nikon have been supplied to this company at different prices. Maybe different brand of what? Nikon. Canon, the same thing. Sony, the same thing. Red, the same thing. Lens of different kind, different prices. If you look at this, we say select. You find that this only has what? The item name. Price is located here. You can see unit price. That means we need to join this table, supply table and items table. The first thing we need to do is select the needed columns. Okay, from where? From two tables. You can decide to say from items first or from supply first. So you can say from items, inner join. Hope you have gone through the class of inner join in this course. If you have not done that, please go back and view it. Everything was well explained. Okay. Then we want join with supplies. Okay. On one ground. On the ground that the item ID is equals to item in the supply. That is, this column item ID is equals to this column item in supply. But this column is the same thing with this column, because we have said this in one of the assignments in this class. If you look at this now, we can run to see our result. When we run it, we have what similar result. You might decide to run this in terminal. If I copy this, I drop it in terminal, which will have the same solution. Same thing with what? The expected output. Okay? But I want to drop something with you before we leave here. Agree with me that this has what? Supplier as what? As a column. Okay? Let's see what will happen now. If I remove this, I put supplier, no error, but no output. You know why? It recognizes that what? Supplier is a column in supply. Supply is a column in supply. This one is also a column here, but it's not giving us output because there is no value here, which is this place that is equal to what? This one, item ID. That's what we are saying here. Item ID equal to supply. It's not possible. Item ID is even in integer, while this one is what? Is in text. So you just want to clear that one out, that whatever you want to do, make sure that what? This value is similar. Speaking the same language with what? With this value, not this one. Although we know this one is here, it will not give you any error, but it will not give you any output. All you can do here is to put what? Item. And when you do that, you have this. Hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you for viewing. In continuation of the previous assignment, fetch a list comprises of name of suppliers, items supplied by each, and the price by each item supplied. This is the what? Expected output. We want to see the supplier name, the item name, and the unit price. The previous assignment asked us to get just 2 columns. And those columns were the item name and the unit price. Now we want the supplier name included. We already have this table. We also have this table. And we also have what? Okay, so we want this column, and the price column. Let's come to this place and do it. I will write the query, then come back and what? Explain the solution. Okay, we say select supplier name, item name, and unit price from suppliers. Okay, that is from here, from suppliers. Then in adjoin with supplies, which is the middle table, that is this one. In adjoin with this table, then we go ahead and say, okay, on what ground? On the ground that supply ID equal to supplier. That means this supplier column in supply is equal to what? This supply ID. As you can see, this one is what? DVA, legal, MDI. The same thing will go with this, that you can see similar values here. So it means that what? It's a perfect way to join them together. So after that, we go ahead and say, okay, in adjoin with item, that is what? The item, which is the third table. Okay, on one ground. Or the ground that what? The item ID, which is this, is equals to what? Items, which is this item. So we need to put this one item. Now let's run this. When we run this, we have what we are looking for. I think it's good that we just order by supplier name. When we order by supplier name, we are able to what? To get that this supplier only supply one product, Sony camera. This one supply different cameras with these prices. This one also supplied different cameras with different prices. This one supply this camera with different prices. This one to supply different cameras with different prices. So if we copy this, we can go to terminal to see the way it comes out. It's still the same thing. See? The same thing. Hope you understand everything. Thank you for viewing. Write different SQL queries to find the sum, average, minimal, maximum unit price, and to count the number of supplies ever made. Okay, let's do it. Say select. The first one says sum, unit price from supplies. Because unit price is here. This is the sum. We can decide to drop all like this. Here we put the average EVG. Here we put the minimum. Here we put the maximum. Then lastly we put what? Count. Okay, if you run this, you have this. 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 Okay. What you can also do is you can remove this to include this here. Okay. Everything. Let me reduce this. Everything in one line. But this was not the way the question was framed. So you can see all of them are here. The sum, the average, the minimum, the maximum, and the count. Also, if we don't want it like this, we can put here average, see all the header change. according to our what? Our alliance. We can put as in all of them too. All the same. Same. Hope this was okay. Thank you for viewing. What is the average unit price by supplier? Include the supplier ID in the output. Which table are we going to get this information? We need to search. Let's check supplies. This one has the unit price. It has the supplier ID. So we can use only this table because all the information are here. The first thing asks us to get, we're going to get the supplier ID. But you can see that here, it is not called supplier ID. It is called suppliers. We are going to remove the ID. The next one is the average price. That's unit price from supplies. If you have only this, you can have this as the average price. But if you are going to get the name along, you have error because you must use group by. As long as there's going to be another column along with your average, minimum, maximum, whatever, then you have to what? Include what? Group by. Group by what? Group by this that is with this guy. Because we say what? By supplier or by supplier. We treated this before now that you have like A, B, C, D, E, C. We want to do aggregate. We have to put all the A together. How many would you have? We have 3 A's here. We put all the B together. We have only one B. We put all the C together. We have 2 C. We put all the E together. We have how many E? 2 E's. What of D? We have only 1 D. This is separating it now. You are aggregating already. Then you can now count the A. You can sum them. You can find the average. The same thing with this. The same thing with this. So now it's by supplier. Before this one is by A, by B, by D. It's by what? Supplier. So we're going to group all the suppliers together now. And if you look at this place, let me show you something. If I pull this one supplies, let me click this to arrange it for me. So what we are saying here is something like this. We are saying that we want to group these guys together. We also group this one together. We group this one together, and so on and so forth. This one too will be grouped. Then we can now find the average for this, the average for this, the average for this, the average for this. What you are doing now, this is called what? Group by. Group by. By what? By these suppliers. Hope you understand this. That's what we are doing in this place, okay? Group by supplier. You can see the output according to what? Each supplier. And you come back here now, for instance, you see that this one remains the same because it's only one in the group. So even though you are looking for the average, the minimum, it will still remain the minimum. This one will still remain the maximum because it's alone. And if you check, it's 7082. 7082. Okay. I'll change this one to capital letter. Depends on your way of writing your SQL, or depends on you. I don't want to tell you about best practice so that you can have flexibility of doing what you want to do. If you want the system to help you to arrange it, simply click on this brush to arrange it for you like this. Depends on what you are comfortable with. Hope this was informative. Thank you for viewing. What is the minimum, maximum, and sum of unit price by supplier? Return this result with supplier ID, supplier name, aggregated unit price as mentioned above. Demonstrate how you will arrive at the same result with right join, left join, inner join, and without any of the joins to achieve the same result. This is the expected output. This is the supplier ID, supplier name, the minimum, unit price by supplier, the maximum unit price by supplier or by supplier, either of them, the sum unit price by supplier. So the first thing we're going to do is to fetch all the information first. Then we now apply the right join. To do that, we say select. The supplier ID was the first thing that was asked. The second thing was supplier name. The third thing was the minimum unit price. Then the maximum unit price. The last but not the least, they asked us what? The sum unit price. Okay. Now, because this guy is in supplier table, this one is also in supplier table. So the first thing I will do now, just say what? I will say from supplier. Okay. Then I can see that this one is suppliers, suppliers, suppliers. So I will say right join suppliers, because that is where the prices are on one ground, or the ground that this is equals to supply. This supplier is what we have. Let me do is select this from. Okay, if I run this last one, you see that what? This supply is the ID that is equal to this one in supplier. This is supply. So we're going to do it like this. We can't achieve anything unless we group by. We have to group by supplier. If we group by this supplier ID, that is this ID, you agree with me that this ID is in suppliers table. But this still we are grouping. Let me show you again. If I run this, let me just remove this for now. Later I'll come back there. If I run this, you find that this supply ID is here, okay, but there is no price following it. So if you are going to group by supply ID, we will not have the results. But because if we put suppliers here now, let's run this now, you find out what? The prices are here. So the best way to group this thing is either we use this supplier or we use item. But we already have supplier here. Let's use this one to do the grouping because they are together. The price we are finding the aggregates is together with this supplier. So must use group by supplier. You put S here. This is what? Suppliers. Let's run it now. Yeah. This is it. Okay. You click this. See? It's the same thing with what? With the expected result. Now let me explain something before we continue. Look at this now. If you want to enjoy this exercise, please go back and check the topic on right join, left join, and inner join. You see, I use this one first before I use this. That is the reason why I'm having the right result. This is right join. Who is the king now? This is the king because if you look at this expression, let's take this expression. This is at the right because it says suppliers, right, join with what? Supplies. Okay, this supply is at the right, so the right of the join, right hand side, the right hand side, this is the left, so this is the king. That is the reason why this is working for us. Let me run it again. You see, it's working. Now what I will do now is I will move this guy to this place. I will copy this and return it here. Let me swap now. When I swap, I can't have that same result. See, there's error here. Why? Because it's not different. What I'm telling the system now is that this guy, supplier, is not the king. Why this one what? Is a slave. You know my terms I used when I was explaining the topic of right join, left join. And you will agree with me that the reason why it's not working is because if actually this now is the king, therefore it should have this unit price, unit price, unit price. It should. Because if you are the king, this aggregate, you should have them. Because they are very important. That's what we are going to group by. So now let me go back here now. Let me select this from supplier. Suppliers, the one you are making the king. Let's see. See, it doesn't have the prices. So it can't be the king. The king must be what? Must be the person that has especially this aggregate function, because we are going to use what? Group by. Okay. Abu said this. Let me go further. The only way you can do it like this, if you want to make this one to be here before this guy, say left. See, left join. Why left join? Because in left join, if I copy this, for instance, I dropped it here. This is left of this join, and this is right of the join. So that means this one is the king, because it's not the left, and the king has all the information. You see, if I select this from the king, which is supplies, you will see that it has what? Let me remove this first. You see, it has the price. Anytime you make this one the king, you are at the right side. But if you make this one the slave, you are on the wrong side of this join. Okay. Now, if I put here now left join, you will see we still have the same what? Result. See? Remember it was right before. See? So both right have been done. Left is now used now. If you swap this now, for instance, you put this here, and you take this one and put here, you are making a big mistake. Another error. See? Because you are not making this guy who the slave of this king, because it's left join. The left has preference over the right. That is the meaning of this. But the joy is that if you don't want to go through this battle of knowing what is this, what is that, or who is the king, who is the slave, whatever, using my terms, use inner join. Inner join does not care. Once I drop this, it will give me the same result. If I reverse it, I put this one here, I move this, I put here, it doesn't matter. Both way. See, same thing. Hope you understand this explanation. Okay, we have succeeded now with right join, left join, and inner join. But what if you don't want to use any of the join? If you don't want to use any of the join, remove this. I put select everything from this. Where what? This is equals to this. This one is perfect like this. If you run this, you see how what? The same result. Okay? Remember the other ones we did? We had what? Same result. Same result. Okay? Hope this was informative. Thank you for viewing. Look at the output below. I write an SQL query to make it a table. This is from suppliers table. This is from items table. This is from supplies table. That means we have 3 tables here. Okay. Let's see. We're going to say select supplier name. That is the first thing. The item name. Then the unit price. These are the 3 things. From suppliers in a join with supplies. On supplier ID is equals to supply. You remember this? So let's continue. We in a join again with items on item ID, which on the other side is called what? Item. We are talking about this table has this column, and it also has what? This column. So this one is in suppliers table. Why this one is what? In items table. You can check it up. That's what we have been seeing since. Let's run this. We have this. Okay, perfect. Okay. Support our result more. We can say okay, order by supplier name, which is still the same thing. Okay. But the question says that we should make this one a table that is talking about what view. You know, view is a virtual table that is like what we call artificial table. So the next time there's no need to do this one. So we're going to call this one now. Create view. What's the name of the view? Any name. Let's call it price list as what is below. Okay. If we run this, we have created an artificial table now. Okay, let's see show table, show tables. You see, price list is here. So next time now, this one is acting like a table now. So if I want to go back to the same information, just to see select from price list, everything with the way it was. So no need to repeat the complex join query anymore. So that's what this assignment want to achieve. Hope you understand the process. Now we've created this. If you want to delete it now, just say drop view. There you drop it. If we drop it now, we go back to the show tables. See, it's gone. Hope you understand this. What are the names of the items supplied by supplier with ID MBI? If you look at this is coming from the items table, and this one is coming from the suppliers table. That means we have two tables to deal with now. So let's see. See, this table has the name, but the ID is in suppliers. This ID, which you are going to use to filter. Therefore, I'm going to run it like this. Okay, this is the output. Because if we leave it like this, we are getting what? Everything. But want to filter with this. If you pull where here now, see, and same. Okay, this is the first method. We have another method we can use, that is the subquery method. So these are the details returned after filtering. But if you don't filter, you're going to get everything. So we filter with the given ID, have these three information. We cannot do what I call select, which is what? Nested subquery or correlated subquery. All we're going to do here, we're going to select what we are looking for, which is item name from items. Okay, where what? Item ID. Why? Because I've used this one to return these IDs. So therefore, I cannot say this one, because they are more than one, I cannot say equal to. Okay? Because they are more than one, I have to say in this place. If I run it now, I have this. Remember, this one gives me the ID. If I run it again, you see, let me run only that one. I'm now using this one to apply on this. So this we apply on this. So what we are saying is that give me the names corresponding with these ones. Instead of doing this, in this place of where, I can replace this one with exist. If I put exist here, what am I looking for? I must put and item is equals to item ID. I'm still having the same thing. Hope you understand everything. Thank you for viewing. Due to inflation, prices of items have increased by 5%. Write a query to reflect this in unit price column from supplies table. And all we have to do is to update the table with the new price by say update supplies. Then we set the price as the unit price to be equals to the old price, the old unit price plus the increase, and it increased by 5%. So say unit price multiplied by 5%, and 5% is what? 5 over 100, which is 0.05. If you run this, before we run that, let's first of all see what we have. Let's see what we have here. If we run this now, these are the correct prices, so this should be increased now. Let's run this now. So now let's check again. See, they've increased by 5%.
Okay, among the suppliers, where is each of the products most expensive? Okay, that means if you look at these products, these items, if you compare the price of Sony camera in Tableau with that of Perfect, with this and this, you find that Sony camera is most expensive at this company. It's sold at 7100. For Red camera, Tableau has it what? Most expensive. Okay? As so on and so forth. The second question says, among the suppliers, where is each of the products least expensive? That means if you want to buy any of this cheap, all you need to do for Canon, go to more digital. Because the price there is what? 1350. If you want this nickel, go to Perfect Tech. It's least expensive here. Okay? Now the next one says, what is the most expensive item by each supplier? That means if you look at all these suppliers, if you walk into this shop, you find that Sony camera is the most expensive item sold by this company. If you walk into this Ligmos, the most expensive here is Red camera. If you walk to more digital, the most expensive is Lens, and so on and so forth. The last one says, what is the cheapest item by each supplier? That is to say, among this supplier, if you walk into Ligmos, you find that they have this nickel camera as the what? The least expensive item. For Perfect, same thing. If you look at all their products on the shelf or in the shelf, nickel is what? The least expensive. If you walk into more digital, Canon is the least expensive item on their desk. Tableau have Canon at the least expensive. Why this last one? The least expensive item there is what? Sony camera. So this is the expected output. So give it a try before you see what? The solution. So the first we're going to consider is, among the suppliers, where is each of the products most expensive? Okay? So each of the products, we're going to look at the prices in each of the shops. Then we pick the one that is most expensive. Then we give the name of what? Of that supplier. Let's see. Let's say select. We need to know the item name. We also need to know the supplier's name. Then the unit price. Okay. Then from where? From item. In adjoin supplies. Or what grounds? On item ID. All these are well explained already, so no need to repeat the explanation. Then we're going to say in adjoin supplier. On what ground? On supplier ID is equals to supplier, where unit price is equals to what? Select mass. Then we need to know that the unit price from supplies, where item is equals to item ID. Let me just select this first, run this first, so that you see what we have. This is just telling us that all these were supplied to us, and these are the names of the suppliers with all these prices. What we are looking for here is not all this. We know that these are the items supplied, and these are the names of the suppliers, and these are the prices we use in buying them from these suppliers. But what we want to get is that among the suppliers, if you look at this nickel, who gave us the highest price? Who gave us what? The highest price. As you look at it now, is this PVT. For this Canon, you see that among the suppliers, we bought it at 1,400. Here 1,600. It's most expensive at Perfect Tech. This is what we are trying to get. The only way to filter it is to use the price. Not just the price, we need to use this subquery to streamline it to the most expensive. That's what we are getting here. This from suppliers, where item is equals to item ID. If we run this now, if we run everything now, you see we have this. The next question says, among the supplier, where is each of the item least expensive? For least expensive, just put min here. If you run this now, you find that they are least expensive here. Compare with what we had before. You see that lens, this is the best price at more digital. For red camera, best price. Tableau gave us this best price. More digital, same thing, best price. Perfect Tech this. So for me, I would prefer to use more digital next time because they are offering me good prices. Now the next one we need to know is what is the most expensive item by each supplier. Okay. Before now, we put item before supplier because we are interested in the items. Now we want to look at the suppliers linked to what? Their item with the price. Because we're going to do this like this, it therefore means that we cannot use the same filtering. The filter we're going to use here now, this has to be about suppliers. Okay? Link towards suppliers ID. We need the most expensive here, so I put mass here. If I run this, you see, if I go to this company, Sony camera is their most expensive product. Here, red is their most expensive product. Here, red is also their most expensive product. Here, red is their most expensive product. Here, lens is their most expensive product. Okay? But assume I wanted to get the least expensive product. As you can see in the last question, the cheapest item sold suppliers. If I run it, if you go to this company, nickel is the least expensive item. Here, nickel least expensive. More, Canon is least expensive. Canon is least expensive. Sony is what? Least expensive. Okay? So it depends on what you are looking at. Either you are looking at most expensive item by supplier or cheapest item by supplier, or you want to know among the suppliers who is selling this particular product cheapest, or among the supplier where is this item least expensive or where is this item most expensive. Hope this is very clear. Thank you for viewing.
What are the names of the suppliers who supplied items with ID 1? This is the expected output. How do you do this? The first thing you need to know is where is the supplier ID located and where is the supplier name located. If they are located in the same table, you don't need to use join. If they are located in different tables, then you have to use join. So now the first thing I will do, if I were you, I will check for the supplies. What are the things here? So we have the item ID. We don't need this. This was not required. Supplier ID is needed. The price is not needed. Okay. Now let's come to this place and do something. Select this from items. Item has what? Item ID and item name. And this one too, none of them is what? Needed. Okay. But we know that this question says ID 1. Okay. ID 1 means in a way this ID is needed. But can we find it in another table? Okay. This one says supplier ID, supplier name. Okay. Supplier name is needed. Supplier ID is needed. So this is enough for us to work. Because if you look at the questions, both these are this. I want table. So the only thing now is that the ID is not here. because we need the particular supplier who supplied the item with ID 1. So if we come to this place now, we find out what the ID is here. Okay, then to get this ID, there should be a column that also match this column. Supply ID is here with this type of data. Also this similar one, supplier here is the same thing with what? Supply ID here. This one, nothing is needed here at all. Now let me show you. Exactly what we are looking for. So we are able to join this table now. That is this table with this table, using this and this. This one, supplier, in this table, this one is the same thing with supplier ID in suppliers table. Then we say item, because item is here. Item, that is 1, okay, in this table of what? Suppliers. Okay, this item is taken from this table of suppliers. As the supplier is already measured here, no need to measure it again. So that's why we have this. Because if we remove this now, we run it, we have so many of them like this. We cannot say the one that is ID 1. We put 2 here now, we have different figure. The one that supply item with ID 2, item with ID 3, this are the 1, item with ID 4, this are the 1. But we need the one with item ID 1. Hope this was also your solution. What are the names of the suppliers who supplied Canon camera? This is the expected output. You will agree with me that the immediate challenge, we ask with ID, but now we are asking with name. That is a difference, but we are still going to have the same column names, the same columns, but these are the guys that supply the Canon camera. We want to use the name of the camera, not the ID of the camera, to locate the suppliers, both the supplier ID and the supplier name. How would you do this? If you look at this is what we used in our previous exercise, and this was the result. I know that here, these items is coming from suppliers. There's something I can do here. How? Okay, let's run this. We are still having the same result. Let me reduce the size. We are still having the same result. Just replace this one, because this one alone is producing 1. This one is giving us 1. ID from items where ID is 1. But like from here to this place, you agree with me, it produces what? All these ones. Then we filter to just 1. Just replace this one. This one alone is giving us what? 1. And that means if you remove this and put 1 here, we still have what? The same result. And if we run this, same result. Now, what I can do with this, because they are asking us for the supplier's name now, what I can still do is to say, okay, the ID stay from these items where the item name, because I know that this guy is the one that has names, item names. No any other table has item name. It's only the items that have what? The items name. If I come here now, it's okay. Let me put asterisk here. Run only this. By selecting this, I can run only this. See, the one that has item names. So, okay, let me do this one. I can come here now to say what? Where item name is equals to Canon camera. If I run this now, I have the expected result. These are the guys that supply what? Canon cameras. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. What is the second to the highest unit price of item? The second to the highest unit price. Show the result using offset and without using offset. Let's see. We have what? This arrangement. Second to the highest will be this. How to get it? We offset this, limit this. And to do that, we say limit 1, offset 1. Okay. You can also do something like this by say 1, 1. Same result. This is the first option. The second option, without using offset. Okay, what we can do, you need to extend this place. in between. Let's run this. See, remember, if we do everything, we have all this, and this is the second to the IS 7332 this. Now let me explain my query. Look at it. If you look at it, we get the maximum unit price from where? From another select. What are we selecting here? From here you see that we say select distinct unit price from supplies ordered by this. Let me run this so that you see the result of this. This is the result. These are the distinct unit prices. That's what this one is given to us. And I put this one here because it's a subquery and it needs an alliance. Okay. Now next, remember this is this result. So we want to select from this result. What are we selecting from it? We want to select the maximum. Look at it. Select the maximum from this result, which is this. And the maximum is this. Then the next thing we said is, if this is the maximum, we set the opposite of this maximum. This one select what? The maximum from this list. But we now say not whatever you are selecting. Are you getting it? Not whatever you are selecting. These are the results. Remember, this guy, old guy, we select this. They will not say not this. Not this means that we are going to get all these remaining ones. All these remaining ones from here to here. If it is not this, it will be the remaining ones. Then if we get this remaining one, that means the result will start from here. If we not limit to one, it means this will be the result. You understand the logic? Look at it very well. It will sync. Hope you understand this trick. Thank you for viewing. Write an SQL query to get the item names in uppercase from items table in supply management database. This what is required. Use the what? Use case to get all this. You can also use upper. You have the same result. Thank you for viewing. From the Notwin database, get a list of employees with the same salary. This is the query for it. We need a distinct ID, but what you should know about this is the same table, not different table, same table. If I run this table, we call it what? 1. We duplicate it again, I call it 2. Okay. As you can see on this salary column, if you click this, there is no repetition here. There's no salary that is what? Equal to another salary. They are all what? Different salary. So if you run this now, before I continue, let me run this. You see there's no result because none of them is equal to each other. The decision is made by this place. We are looking at the salary. Salary in table 1 is equal to salary in table 2. You see the last ID here is 9. So let's impute another value. 10 Peter Doze. Just insert into employee. Just fresh value. I just edited the last one. I want to make the last one, which is 9, the same salary. That is, if you look at this, which is 9, if I look for it, you find that the salary of 9 is this. So what I am inserting is the same salary with the last one. Let me run this. Okay, accepted. So what I'm trying to do now is that if I run this again as okay, I want you to give me everything here. You find that the last two are the same. So I want to test this query if these two will be given to me. If I come here and test the query, you find that see the two are given to me. Meaning Peter and Anne, they have the same salary. I just included this just to prove to you that this is correct. I don't know if you understand what I'm doing. Look, I need to explain this thing, otherwise it will confuse you. Let's assume that this is a table we are referring to, and this table is the original table which we have, and it comprises of 3 rows. This row is the ID row, this is the salary row. We say this 1, 2, 3. We say here is $20, $5, and $6. What is the meaning of E1 and E2? Because we say this table, which is employee, for instance, let's say this employee, same employees, but we just give a different alliance. What are we trying to do? In your mind, just look at this as we are duplicating this table into 2 places. That to say, for E1, the same table, we emerge, and this one is CID, this one is T salary, this 1, 2, 3, this 20, 5, 6. Same. Same. But we are calling this one E2. We are calling this one what? E1. What is the purpose? That is the meaning of this display you are seeing here. This and this. That is the meaning of what we have done here. Although if you search for E1 in the system, it's not in anywhere to be found. But in this query, that is the meaning. Then what is the meaning of this particular place? This one means E1 salary equals to what? E2 salary. You agree with me that this is equals to this is equals to this is equals to this. But this place, now when for that, please do not compare the same role. That is the meaning of this. This not. E1 is not equals to E2. That is the ID. Do not compare this ID. Remember, this ID in E2. Don't compare these two together. No, don't compare them. It's not allowed. But what can you compare? You can compare any other table. Like you can compare row 1 with this and this. You can compare 2 with 1 and 3. You can compare 3 with 2 and 1. But don't compare the same row together. So it means that if I pick 1, I will only compare with 2 and 3. That is the meaning of this one, this line. Don't compare same ID. They are not equal. That is the meaning. But you can compare the opposite, which is, let me check if this 20 is the same thing with 5 and 6. Let me check if this 5 is the same thing with 20 and 6. Let me check if this 6 is the same thing with 20 and 5. That's what we are achieving here. This one means what? We are still comparing the salary. That is why we are comparing salary. It's allowed because in salary we are comparing, same salary we are comparing, but it must not be against the same role. This is what I want you to get here. From here, if you can get from here, this one is easy. We are just picking the necessary what? Data we want. You can pick from here or you pick from here. If I call this one E2 now, for instance, I say this one is now 2. This one I was 2 before, now 1. So if I run this now, you see I'm still having what? The same result. Because I've actually included this last row to make sure what is equals to 9. Okay, that's why I'm having the same result that are the same. So irrespective of what you call it, what you need to do is that make sure that this one is coming from the same table. Then you say you are taking from 2 different tables. You compare the salary, but make sure that when you are comparing, you don't compare a row against same role, but it must be one row against a different row number, against a different ID number. Let me put it like that, against a different ID. When you are comparing table E1 and table E2, don't compare same row. That's what this one is removing. Don't compare same row. Compare the first row against the second row, against the third row, and so on and so forth. Hope you understand this, and this is the query we are looking for. Thank Thank you for viewing. Write a query to get duplicate titles from employees table. This is the solution. We select the title, we count the role. From employees table, we grow by the title, but we want to get when it is more than one, meaning a duplicate. A duplicate is when something appears more than once. If we run this, we have this. Okay? But if you run this, only this one, without this, we have this. That means vice president sales appear once, sales manager appear once, inside sales coordinator appear once, but sales representative appear several times. So if we want to get only the one that is more than once, which is duplicate, if we run that, we have what? Sales representative is a title that is what? Duplicated in this table called what? Employees table. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Write a query to get details of employees, excluding sales representative and vice president sales. This is a query. We select everything from employee where the title not in this, that is excluding this and excluding this. When you run this, we have this. So me, sales manager, and inside sales coordinator, that is Steven and Laura. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Write an SQL query to get the details of the employees that have 8 alphabets in their last name with N as the last alphabet. This is a solution. Just select all from employees where the last name is like, then you count, because we don't know what is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the last alphabet, which is N. Then you run. So this is it. If you count all of them, there are 8, and the last letter or alphabet is N. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Select evil rows from employees table. This is the solution. Select all from employees table where the modulus. What is the modulus? Modulus is the remainder you have after you divide two numbers. This is the employee ID. If you run this, we are talking about this column. If you divide each of this number, here if you divide by 2, remainder is what? 1. That is an odd number. If you divide this one by 2, you have 1. Remainder is 0. That is even number. So that's what we are doing here. You divide by 2. If the remainder is 0, then you print that row. If we run this, that's everything. You find that what? We only have what? Even numbers. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Select all the rows from employees table. This modulus means after division, what do we have? We say when you divide the employee ID by 2, if you have 1, it means that what? That row is what? Is odd. And if I run this, I have this. You can see odd. Another way you can do this is see not equal to 0. Definitely, if it is not equal to 0, it means it's another thing. Once it is 0, it means it's evil. So any other thing is okay. And if you run this, you see you have what? The same output. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Get the second to the fourth characters from the last name column of employees table. This is the solution. We use the substring. We say what? The last name, the second to the fourth character from employees table. If we run this, we have this like this. This is the second character, 1, 2, 3, 4. For instance, this is the second character, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. How many employees have sales in their title? Okay, this is a solution. You have to count the rows where title contains sales. There's a many of this. And if you click this, you have 10. Okay?
It's break time. Do you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe to get new videos. Share this video to open new premium videos and ebooks. We'll be a star freelancer.
Using the subquery, show how you will get the second highest salary from employees table. What we just need to do is to get the highest salary, which is the first one. This is the highest salary. We also use this one too, the subquery here to get what? The highest salary. Just the same thing with the above. See, same. This is where the solution is. We now say where salary is not in this. That is where this result, which is this, is not in this result. Remember, this result is this. Also, this result is this. And if this is not in this place, it means what? They must not be equal. And this one will produce the next value after this one. That is the below this value. Since they are not equal, the O is the next. And if you check it very well, if I run this, you see this is everything. This is the first, followed by this, in descending order. If we say this is not equal to this, this is the next available one. That's what this result will produce. You can see we are not using limits here. We are only using subqueries, which is this, to get our result. And we know that this is the maximum, which this query will produce. This query too will also produce what? This maximum. We now say where this is not equal to this. That means where this, which is this, is not equal to this, which is this. And it will produce what? The next available what? Value, which is this. So let me run it again. If I click here, I run this. See? The next immediately after the maximum. This is what? Second to the highest salary. To get unique data from a column, we apply distinct statement. What method can you use to achieve the same result without applying distinct? This is region. We can run this normal to have all this, all of them. And to have the distinct values, we use distinct before the column. If we run this, we have all the distinct value. So the question says, we know we can use distinct to do what we have just done. Which other method can you use to achieve the same result without applying distinct? This is a method. You use what? Group by. Let me run it to see if we have the same result. See, we're having exactly the same result as at when we use what? Distinct. Why is this possible? Because the system look at this column, it group by the same column, not another column. Group by the same column. By grouping by the same column, it means that what? Each of the unique values should be selected for that particular column. That is the meaning. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Find the number of customers in each city by country. Assume this is USA. We have many cities here. So how many customers do we have in California? How many customers do we have in Texas? How many customers do we have in Chicago? That's what the question is saying. We go to France. How many customers in Paris? Other city within France, and so on and so forth. That's what the question is saying. This is the solution. You say country, the city, then you count the number of rows, then we say what number of customers as alliance for this from customers in Northwind database. Then you group by country and city. We want it to be like this. You can remove this if you want to remove it. It depends on what you want to do. If we run this now, we have this. See, in the UK, London, we have 6 customers. That doesn't mean we don't have another UK. We still have another UK. Here, we have 1 customer. But if I click on this, I zoom out order by countries. If I run this, it means we can now have the Argentina all together. Like here now, we have this country was not indicated. There's no city here too, but there are 2 customers. We don't know the city they belong to or the country they belong to. So you can see, for instance, in Austria, we have 1 customer here in this city, another customer in this city. But what I want you to note is about this group bar. This group bar, you must measure these 2 columns here. Otherwise, you have error. Let's try it. Let's remove this. Let's run. See, we are having error. The reason be that MySQL doesn't know the one you are looking for. Like for instance, it goes to Argentina, it's asking which city, because you say country city. This Argentina, which city should I group for these 3? Like Belgium, you have this 1, but if you don't indicate the city, it doesn't know the one to use for the grouping. Like Brazil, the same thing. So you have to indicate. Even though you remove this country, the same thing. If you run, you have error because it's asking you, I have the city ready, but which country? So if you don't want to put country, don't put it. So I can pick this now. I put it back. Put the sandy. Then I run. Have it correct because here I only measure city. So city is okay. But if you measure more than 1 here, and you are grouping by this, counting the rows, you have to also measure what? The number of columns. You also what? Measure here. If I go back now, then we can now have what? The right solution, which is this. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. F5 customers who haven't placed an order. This is a solution. As you can see here, this is what? Customers table. And these are the ID in customers table. It means if this the customers table, all customer ID will be found here. Both those that have placed orders and those that have not placed any order. But this is orders table and these are customer IDs. It means these customer IDs belongs to customer that have placed orders. That's why they find themselves in this table. Okay, but this other place here, this table, are all the customer. Those that have placed order are those without what? Any order. Okay, so what is the solution now? We say, okay, select all the customer ID. Here say what? Select also all the customer ID in the what? In the orders table. These are the customer ID in what? In customers table. We now say where? These, where all these customers, though you are picking both those that have placed orders, are those that have not placed any order. But what you need to do for us, look at this ID and make sure that what? They are not here. Remember, let's say A are for customer that placed order. B are for customer without what? Orders. Okay, let's say without order. Here is what? Customers with what? others. That means A group will be here. Okay, the A group will be here. We are saying, okay, when you search all of them, we want to make sure that what? The customer ID not in this place. That is the one you will give us. Remember, these ones are all here. This is the one that is not in this place, the B group. That's what this one will give to us. You understand? Let me give you something else. This guy, let's say X and Y group. The X group are customer with others. The Y group are customer without others. You will find all of them in this table. But this table will give you customer with what? With others. We are saying when you get these two results from here, help us separate from here the one that is not here. This is here, this is here. This is the one that we give to us. Say what? Where customer ID not in S is here, but Y is not here. So Y will be the result. Let's see. If we run this, we have this. So these are the customer what? Without others. Though they are in customers table, they are not in others table. Hope you understand this. This is the other way you can do the same thing. Look at this. These are the customer ID in customer table. You should expect all customers to be here, because if you are not here, you can't be a customer of this company. But for you to make it to this place, definitely you must have placed an order. That's why what? Your customer ID is here. It means that there are some people that are here that are not here. Okay, good. I will say that we said from customers, that is the main table, left join with what? Others. Why? Remember when we are treating left join, I said in a case like this guy is a king. Do you remember? See, this guy is what? Is a slave. I use this scenario because this is left of this. Do we have this one here? Then we have this one here. This right, this left. So the left, which is customer, at the left of this guy, has the what? The preference. So whatever that is in customer that are not in others will be displayed. Okay? This is where the decision is made. And we have already agreed that what? There are some customer here that are not here. Why are they not here? Because they did not place any order, although they are customers for one reason or the other. Okay? If we run this now, for instance, I have all this. If I click this, see, I'm having some no here. Why no here? If I click it again, I can go down, have all the non values here. Why are they not here? Because if you look at this place, these correspond to this place. Why this correspond to this place? Okay, what we are saying is that these guys is here, but this same guy is not here. This guy, for instance, is here, but it is not here. That means he never placed any order. This guy is here, but it's not here. He never placed any order. The same thing with this guy, the same thing with this guy. But this guy, for instance, as you can see, is here. Is also here. This one is here. It's also here. That's why they are both here. Okay. But we said that if that particular value is on the left table, that's left join, left table, but not on the right table, definitely it will show here. But assume I put this one as right now. The thing will flip. The row will flip. It means the preference will now be here. That means what is in this that is not here will be what? Give it preference. Now will be given to the other one. And there's nothing like that. So if I run this now, for instance, from here, you see that everything there will not be room for nor. See, there's no nor in this place. If I come down, there is no nor. If I click here, there is no nor, because there's no customer ID in others that is not in customers. Remember, we are looking at this too. There's no customer ID in others that is not in customers table, because You must appear in customers table before you can appear here. So if we run this now, they are in customer table, but they are not in others table. Thirdly, we can use this correlated subquery. What is it all about? I want you to look at this place. Concentrate here, from here to this place. Select customer ID that are in others table. That is the meaning. But here is say those ID you are going to take, they must also be where? In customers table. That is the meaning. They must be in customers table. They must also be where? In others table. It means we are looking at customer that have bought something, because before you can migrate from customers table to others table with your ID, it means you have placed an order. If you have not placed an order, you will remain here. So this guy now is saying, I want to take the ID from customers table, but those ones you are going to take, they are not here. See, they are not here. They are not in others table. That is the meaning not exist. So we are using correlated subquery with not exist now, meaning whatever you are going to take from here, that will be here, must be here before you can be returned. Okay, that's what we are looking at. Let's see. If we run this, we have exactly the 4 customers that have not placed any order. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. In the previous exercise, you were asked to find the customers who haven't placed an order. However, you only display their ID and not included their names. Please return their names along. This is the solution. It's a matter of going to customers table, you get the ID, go to customers table, you get the company name, because this is the customer's name in customers table. From customers, left join with what? Orders. We have actually explained this, so no need to go into this one again. If you run this now, you have the company names. These are customers that have not what? Placed any order. So customers' orders are delayed. To investigate this, find the order IDs, the names of the customers whose orders are delayed, and the destination countries. In NotTwin database, we have what we call the order date. We also have what is called the required date. We also have what is called the shipped date. Okay, you place the order this day. You indicated that you need the product this day, and this is the what? The day it was shipped. What is delay now? Okay, let's say this is 1st of the month. You place this order. You say, okay, I need this product, let's say 15th of same month, and it was shipped, let's say 22nd of that month. This difference is already what? A delay. Even from here down to this place, it's already a delay. So we're going to do something. We're going to look at subtracting this from this to get the differential. That is to say, if I say 22 minus 1, I will have 21. That is the difference between the ship date and the what? The order date. And I'm also going to get another column saying the ship date minus what? The required date. That is 22 minus 15. Okay, like here now will be 7. So we're going to get that. And we also need to get the name of the customers and their countries. You agree with me, to get the name of the customer, we need to go to the customers table. And to get this information, all this order, we need to go to what? The orders table. That means there's going to be a join between the customers table and the what? And the orders table. Now let's look at the solution. We're going to select the order ID because it is needed, the customer name. I did not put the name of the tables because this order ID, we are looking at two tables, the customers table and the orders table. This order ID is solely in orders table, so there's no need to indicate that it is from that table. But if it was in customers table and also in orders table, definitely I will indicate it that the one I'm referring to is a particular one in orders table. Company name is only what? In customers table, so there's no need to indicate where it's coming from. The country name is only in orders table, so there's no need to indicate where it's coming from too. What is this date diff? Date diff is the difference between two dates. We will take this date, I will subtract this date from it, so we can get the differential. Okay, this is alliance. Okay, order date to ship date, shipped date, orders table, and also what? Customers table, inner join. Or what premise? I'm using customer ID as the join column because this customer ID is in customers table and it's also a what? In orders table. What is this all about? We don't need to stop it here. We want to streamline the result. What this one is simply says that what? If this is the order date, this is the required date, this is the ship date. We want a situation whereby this date called the required date is less than or equals to this date. Let's run this and see. When we run this now, we have these columns. This is the ID. These are the company names. These are the country. You see that what? Order date to ship date is 37 days. The date between the day you order and the date was shipped, you can see 37 days. The day I actually required this product to use it and the date was shipped, 23 days. But for this one that are here, the day it was needed, that was the same day it was shipped. But we are not talking about the arrival. I can take some days to say arrive, but this one, the day I required the product, though I already placed the order maybe 3 days ago, 4 days ago, but yet the day it was shipped, it was the same day I require what? The order. But if you look at this table here, for 40 days, like this last one, it says what? The day I placed the order, this product was shipped 40 days later. Okay, that means if it was on the 1st and I placed the order, it was shipped what? 40 days after, and that 40 days was actually the very day I needed the product. I thought if I place the order on the 1st, at least I will wait for 40 days before the product arrive. And it happened that this company, assume for instance Alibaba.com, they shipped the product 40 days after. It was the day I needed it. They even shipped it from their factory or shipped it from their warehouse. So I have to wait for some days before it arrived. Hence, there's still delay what? In the shipment of this product. Hope you understand this. If I want to know the day I place this order, for instance, I can still come here to say, okay, I placed the order on the 3rd of this month. It was on the 17th that it was shipped. And we check very well, we found that what the required date is also the same day that what this product was what shipped. Let me put it here. Look at it. If we go to the last one, although it's telling us that what? 0 difference. But we find that I placed this order on the 3rd of this month and I needed it on the 17th of that same month. But it was on that 17th that it was shipped. That's delay. Okay? Look at this one for instance. This month on the 1st, I placed the order. I want to use this product 29th of that same month. It was a day after of this day it was shipped, 29 days later, which is not good. All these are what? Delayed shipment. Hope you understand this analysis. Thank you for viewing.
So we want to know the quantity of each product purchased by customer in 1996. Okay, so if you look at this place now, you find that we have quantity, product, and customer. This is in order details table. This is in products table. Why this is what? in customers table. So what we're going to do now, let's look at the schema. This is the schema. This is the products table. This is the customers table where we have the customer's name. Here we have the product's name. It is the place we are going to get the quantity. So this is the quantity. We are going to get this product name, company name, which is what? Customer's name. That means we are going to do the join between this, and this. We can actually move straight from products here to products here, using this as a join. We cannot move from here to here. Can move from here to here using the customer ID between this and this. So we are going to use this table now to join from other IDs to this other ID. So actually this table, there's no information in this table we need, but because we cannot jump straight from here to here, we are still going to include this others table in our join. Okay, let's look at the solution. This is the solution. I want the company name, which is the customer name, from customers table. This is the product name from products table. The quantity is coming from other details table. So we need to have the quantity, then we sum them by customer. We say what is the total quantity of product purchased by that customer. But we need to say what it was in 1996. That's why when we come to this place now, we streamline it. Say, okay, the order date, the date it was ordered must be equals to 1996. But you agree with me that all the dates in the system are something like this. To take this only, assume we say this is 1996 now. To take only the year, we say what? Extract year from this group. That means only this one will be picked. Okay. What we are trying to say is that when you have the old date, take the year part, and the year want you to take. When you take the year part, you're going to take different year, right? You can take 1996, 1998, and so on and so forth. But whatever you take from here must be equals to 1996. From others table, in a join with other details, this we already know, we following this schema. We also measure the products table, the customers table. Group by what? We did not use customer ID here, we use company name here. So we're going to put company name here. Okay. Then we say, okay, order by company name. Why we have to do this is that two of them are measured in this place. So let's run it. When we run it now, we find that, well, these are the companies. This company order two different products. See this company purchase this product 20, this one is 20, and so on and so forth. You can see this is what the question wants us to get. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Look at this. This is inner join. This is a table and this is another table. For you, you are seeing a table here. You are seeing a table here. For the system is see columns. It's also see columns. It's not seeing table. It's only what? Seeing columns. What am I saying? For us, we can say, okay, this is a table, for instance. I will call this one what? The customers table. The system is not seeing table. It's see what? Set of columns. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. How do I mean? If I click on this, if I select, I click on this, it will only show me what? The customers table. But this customers table is made of what? Many columns. That is what the system is seeing. You see what? Many columns blended what? Together. Here the same thing. You see what? Many columns. All these columns that we see that came together in this place. Now there's a column in customers table. That's also what? In others table. On this ground, we are doing what? This inner join. So if I run this now, I will have what? These two columns, which were selected with what? This and this. And I did not put alliance because this is unique in this table and this is unique in this table. But if I want to put alliance, I can put like here, I put B here, I put A here, because I know this column is in this table and this column is in this table. So I say A is representing customers, B is representing what? Others. That I use the same thing here to run. If I run this one too, I will see how what? The same result. This is not where I'm going to. What I want you to see is that if actually I don't need all these columns, I can in a way tell the system that, see, I don't want this anymore, all the columns anymore. I want some set of columns. How do I tell the system that? Look at this. Everything is the same thing. Everything here is the same thing with this one. The only difference is here. What I'm telling the system now is, I have to select this one. Let me show you. I click on this. I'm having two columns that I want to use. Instead of using all the columns in customers table, this customers table, let me show you here. instead of using all these columns, I say I don't want to use all the columns. I want to use only customer ID and what? Company name, which is this column and this column that I want to use, not every other columns. I don't need them. So I specify the column I need in place of the table that's supposed to be here. I specify this column from that very table. But I still need to tell the system the column I will use to join these two group, which is customer ID from this result and customer ID from this table. Remember, this one is a set of columns. Why this one just what? Two columns, this and this. So if I run everything here now, see, I am having same result, which if I also run this upper one, I will see how what? The same result. But here I use all the columns in customers table, but here I use specific columns in customers table. I use this one what? As the alliance. Okay, you are asking me, why do you put alliance here? Because if I put this here now, for instance, look at it. If I see run, I'm having error. So I need something to represent this one. That is what? The A. Okay, let's move forward. What I will do next now, remember, is from this set of columns in a join with all the columns in others table. That is how the system is interpreting this statement. Now let's look at this. In this place, I remove the others. I see put this one back. I want to select specific columns from the others table. In this first place, we use all the columns in others table. Here, I want to specify just two columns I want to use. If I run this now, I have just these two columns because I need them. I need this one, customer ID, in this place. See, to do the joining. I need other ID here. So I only need two. So why do I need to specify all the columns in others table? So if I run this now, I will still have what? Same result. You check this. See, if I run this, same. When I come here, same. When you come down here, you see that what? I can even go ahead and put all of them as what? Alliance. This column is coming from this table. This one is coming from here, which is represented by B. Okay. Then I say it's B, just the way I put A here. I also put B here. If I want to put alliance, I can still put alliance if I want. Same thing. Then I say, okay, A, that the customer ID in this place. Then B, this customer ID from others table. If I run this, it's same result. Nothing will change. Okay. Now look at this. Instead of even putting any of them, both here I pick the columns I want. Here I pick the columns I want. Look at what I did. I only need two columns from here. Here I only need two columns from here. I specify the very columns that I need to do my work instead of putting the entire table. When I run this, see how what? Similar result. Okay, we know that this one is coming from this table. You can put B here if you want. You can still put A here if you want. Still the same thing. Same thing. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. Look at this. I want to show you something. Instead of doing this, I want to move this one out of this place. I place it here. Okay, I put A here. What am I trying to do? Look at this as you first of all work for A. That is, I say with A as this. That means I'm putting this into A. So whenever I want to use this, I will call what? So that's what I did here now. Instead of putting this one the way I did it here, I just take only A, I put here. I will still achieve the same result. There's no difference between this code and this code. It is the only difference I'm explaining to you. If I run this now, I have what? Same result. Now look at this. Let's do this one together. Let me remove this one. Let's do this one together. Instead of putting this here, I will just pick this. Okay, just okay. Come here with B as this. So I'm putting the value, I'm putting this in B ahead this query. So instead of me to repeat this now, I'll just put B in place of what? This. So if I run this, see same result. Okay. So it depends on what you want to do. You can actually do this one ahead. So whenever you want to use this, you can be putting it. You are still having what? The same result. With A as this and B as this. So we make sure that we settle this select and this select. We allocated them to this and this before we continue with this place. Then we say, okay, select B.order, because we know that this guy has what? Order ID. The A.company name, because it is here for A. From A in adjoin B, that is this A and this B. That is whatever columns this will produce and whatever column this will produce. And the joining will be done between this and this. You see, here we produce just columns. Here we produce what? Another set of columns. We are what? In adjoining this with this. On one ground. On the ground that customer ID in A is equals to customer ID in B. Let's run and see. You see what we have done? Still the same result. With what we have done in the previous let's see and this let's see, we'll be able to handle a lot of tasks ahead of us. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing. We want to have the names of customers who placed orders in 1996 along with their total order. That is, sum of unit price multiplied by quantity and the following comments. Order below 1,000 should read very low order. Order between 1,000 and 5,000 should read low order. Order between 5,001 and 10,000 should read medium order. Order between 10,001 and 15,000 should read high order. Order above 15,000 should read very high order. This is a solution. The first thing we need to do is to be able to fish out 3 columns. The first column is the customer ID, the customer name, which is represented as what? Company name, or from customers table, customers table. Then we go to order details table and get the unit price multiplied by what? The quantity. Then we sum per each of the what? Customer. Then we put an alliance. We do all this join. I've actually explained all this in the previous task. I also explained this extract in the previous task. Then we gave the reason that the reason why we are doing this, we need to extract because all the date format came like something like 2020. Let's say 10, 12. So if you say extract the year, that means you want to get the year part of it. So we said, okay, help us get the year part of all the date or the other date. But the one you need to choose is the one of 1996 because that's what we are dealing with. We said that if you succeed in doing this, group by this and this. That is these two. All this is placed in this place. That is 1996 orders. That's it, with 1996 orders as whatever that is here. If you have this removed, that is 1996 orders. So whatever column, all these 3 columns now that will be produced, we have this as their what? Name. So the first column will be this. This one will follow this. While this last one will be this. Okay? We say, okay, after you have done that, let's do the comment part of it now. So we go ahead and say, okay, select, because we need the company name according to the question. You say what? We should get the name of the customers. We should also get the order, the total orders. Then we also get what? The comment line or this comment. Okay. All this will produce 3 columns. The first column is what? The company name, that is in the customer name. This is what? The total order. Then we format it so that we can have it in 2 decimal place. That is to say, instead of something like this, we have something like this. Okay. Then we also concat so that $ can be here. This one will also come from format. The comma and this will come from format and also 2 decimal place. We place this as alliance of what? Total order place by customer. So the customer name, the order place, then this is also a column. This column is about comment. That is the title of the what? Of the column. That's why we put it here. And as this. Okay. We said what? Why are we putting KK here? Because we are calling this. This one we are calling it what? KK. That is the alliance in this second what? Select. This that
that is going to produce this column from here, you are going to call it what? KK. Okay, remember we paused to learn something. This was explained here. We see what it is KK. So when KK total, that this KK total mean this total order is coming from where? Is the same thing as this column. Because if I run this from here to here, I have this as total order, this column. So I'm referring to this column now. So whatever you are seeing here now is bundled into this place. So in this second place, I put this as alliance of what? KK. So when I say KK dot total order, that means this total order now is coming from where? From the first part of what? Of this arrangement, which is, this is what? KK dot order. So we are talking about this place. Okay, let's continue. So we are saying with that column, if it is less than 1000, should say very low order. If it's between 1000 and 5000, say low order. 5001 and 10,000 medium order. 10,001 15,000 is what? High order. But any other thing that is above this should be what? Very high order. We have treated case, so you can look at that. Once we have done that, okay, we want to pick the original customer table and adjoin with these columns. Remember, as I said, when we pause and learn, I said that these are a bunch of what? Columns. That's what the system is seeing, but you are seeing a table. So this one too is about 3 columns. Coming from where? Coming from this place. Coming from this place. Just 1, 2, 3. And adjoin with all the columns that will be what? Provided by this customer's table. On what ground? On the customer ID in this table and customer ID from this place, which is this. If this was not here, for instance, you can't do this because it was not selected from beginning. Assume I remove this from here now. Just hold on first. Then I remove it from here to avoid the mistake of this. If I'm going to do this, it will not work. See? What is it saying? On no what? Customer ID, because it was not selected earlier. It's not with this group. You cannot say kk.dat when it is not there. So you have to first of all indicate it before you call it here. So we are calling it now because earlier we indicated it here because this guy is KK representing all these guys. Therefore, we now finish our order by total order. Remember, the total order we are ordering by is this particular one. So you have to pick the exact figure, that is the numbers. Okay, so if I run this now, everything, I should have the result, which is, for instance, this is the highest order, 17,170.40 cents. All these other ones, their order are between what? High order, that is, high order is what? From 10,001 and 15,000. You can see all of them here are like that. Okay, this one is what? Medium, as indicated in this place. And you can see a hence with comment, that is this title. Hope you understand this. I will drop this one for you to flow through. If you have any question here, please drop it in the Q&A. I will respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you for viewing. Help get all the countries in employees, customers, and suppliers tables. This is the solution. We get the country in employees table. We say union, countries in customers table, union, countries in suppliers table. That's all. Run it. We have all this, including what? No, because there's a place you see no other country in one of these tables. Hope you understand this. Thank you for viewing.
This video is over. Go to starfreelance.eu to download these videos, materials, and sources. Watch more videos to get premium videos and ebooks. We'll be a Starfreelancer.